First things first, my channel is about reviews and discussions. I usually review games, but mostly all types of entertainment I appreciate. Legos, occasional board games, and console games, occasional PC game as well. But now, it appears that also TV series. I'm a long-time follower of Bachelor and Bachelorette. Maybe it doesn't seem like that, but I am because my girlfriend is. So, I'm a proud member of Bachelor Nation. And why I'm making this video is sadly for all the wrong reasons. This is the worst Bachelor season ever made. While making this video, I discovered that I wasn't making a review out of Bachelor season. I was actually making a video about everything that's wrong with our modern society. Damn, that's deep. And here is why. Another season of Bachelor. I've seen all the seasons throughout the years, and every possible spin-off they make to milk the cast on maximum capacity. I love it. The drama, the situations the producers create just to get the most reaction out of every possible cast member. Overall, the series is about men and women trying to find a partner to propose to in the final episode. I never attended to review a single season. I was just a healthy consumer of over-dramatized reality shows. But I cannot stay silent after what I just saw. The 25th season of Bachelor, first time ever, we had a black bachelor.
I am the Black Bachelor.
No, a bachelor. It all started with well over 30 women and one bachelor, Matt. As all those women battled to get Matt's attention, the drama meters blew off the roof. As history and my own experience shows, one of the women went to talk to Matt shit about the other woman. Matt sent off the one who was told upon. The snitch, who was the evil one, stayed. They always seem to prevail in Bachelor seasons. Lessons for life, kids. If you're the first to dare shit about someone else, to someone else, you're going to be the good guy. Remember, kids, in modern society, snitches get the bitches. One by one, girls were voted off. In the beginning, Matt seemed strong and capable hunk. As a drama sprung up in the house, his attention seemed limited to one girl, Sarah, who hid herself away from everyone else and cried because she was afraid to come out and felt insecure about other women stealing his attention, but in the process, doing the exact same thing to everyone else. As they say, treat others like you want to be treated. She wasn't emotionally ready for the journey and she left. The season continued with a lot of eye-open kissing and licking of those voluptuous lips. I had my favorite girls voted off one by one, well, I only liked two of them. As the season progressed to the third quarter, Matt met his father once again and confronted him in front of the cameras. Matt kinda called him out for his past mistakes. This was really a heavy watch, especially coming from Matt's mouth, who had a reason but had definitely not received enough mental health treatment and or experience to dissect his childhood traumas in front of the camera. It would have had more impact with the presence of a professional. I grew up without a father, and I'm not blaming him, or hide behind it for my own misdoings and mistakes. Hell, you can't blame other people for having a miserable life. That's called a classic victim mentality. Growing up without a parent leaves scars for sure. Some hide it deep.
Here's a secret. You know, I did jet. I took all that stuff and I balled it up real tight and then I shoved it way down deep.
Not that healthy, I must say. Some are more susceptible to it. And some would even just say, grow a bear and take charge of your own life. 10,000 years ago, when we lived in caves and my father was supposedly eaten by a wildebeest, you don't have time to be a puss. You need to take charge of your life. Show everyone that it can be done. Now back to Matt. From this point on, he was broken down, and the season takes a horrible turn. This, I think, was the tipping point. From here on, we see Matt's mother, as the Bachelor introduces two final women to his family. Here we see Matt being totally manipulated by his mother. No, that's too strong of a word. Let's say persuaded to believe. You can't do this, son, because it will never work. It didn't work for me, it will not work for you. Well, that was the punchline that gullibly Matt believed. You, Matt, are in charge of your own fate. My god, man, if someone tells you that you can't cross the road because your uncle died when doing so, what are you going to do about it? Avoid crossing the road till you die? It's just stupid how malleable Matt became. How little backbone one had, even though considering that he was built like an ox. So So the drama continued. Matt didn't propose because understandably the time spent together was short. And you can't always be ready to marry someone if the cameraman tells you so. Now you think that this was it. But no, now the show takes a turn where I was hoping it would never get. And when the season began, it actually crossed my mind that we might make it something that it wasn't. And there comes the point why this season was the worst Bachelor season ever. First time ever we have a black bachelor, the main hero. In our modern society, one would hope that this will not turn into a racial shitstorm, but sadly it did. First of all, let me explain my point of view. Racism is an important issue, but only when it's been told to be an important issue. You see, the more you talk about it, the more you create the divide between right and wrong, black and white. The more you say it's an issue, the bigger the issue becomes. The point is that every person that is born into this world now lives in interracial communities, mostly, especially in US. They don't know the world where it has been an issue. Great! Keep it that way, but no, you can't let it go and let the time do its job. You just need to bring this shit up every other year. Do Jews have their own history lessons? No, but black history is a thing. There are always people who might hate one or the other race. They might be truly a racist in their nature, whether it's due to an outside influence or actions of a single incident in their own history. But the narrative that's bottle-fed to us every day is not catering to racists. It's been catered to people who have no problems, no qualms with blacks, whites, whomever. Stop talking about it and make it fade, and the society will heal.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it.
The true enemy is not diversity, it's the lack of common values. In modern day, it seems that we live in idiocracy. Have you seen the movie? If not, watch it. We are slowly heading down this path without us even acknowledging it. I will come to that reference as I offer more context from The Bachelor. So the final episode of the season, after the final rose, it became apparent that someone had found that the final girl, Rachel, had some insensitive pictures from 3 years ago in her profile. A costume party where they had put on clothes that referenced the slavery. Rachel, poor girl, about 24 years old, got destroyed by social media. She didn't even have a clue, as the host asked her.
Now, when you look at that photo, what do you see?
I saw a girl who was happy, and you, the people,
What do you mean, you people?
made her racially insensitive criminal, who now had to explain herself and educate herself into believing that she had done something horrible. And I mean, are you insane? And I'm not saying ignorance is an excuse. And now, before you start telling me that you don't know the history, you don't know the struggle, sit down. My family members were exported to Siberia, to death camps, so don't even start. If you get mad, you, my friend, are still sitting in your own tiny bubble filled with the manure fed to you to make you sensitive and insecure. I want to live in a world where I don't have to tippy-toe around speaking to a black man in case I say something wrong. I want to have a normal conversation. People are so brainwashed into getting offended that it makes me laugh. You destroyed this girl's persona into a shell just to bring her back as an educated, racially sensitive member of society, as an example of rehabilitated human being. Was that necessary? You did the exact opposite. You showed the whole world how vulnerable and easily manipulated you are. You are being trained to self-censor, which is against your constitution and freedom of speech. Now let me tell you something that will change your life. You are right to get mad. You have it bottled deep inside, and you live every waking moment just to find this reason to explode. But look at the bigger picture. Get mad, get angry, get it out of you.
I want you to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
But first, find the source of it. Are you stuck at this point in your life? You might have dreams that you've never fulfilled. You might feel that you've lived a lot of years and you've accomplished nothing. Snap out of it. From tomorrow, you're not a victim anymore. Find a goal, find a dream, and every following day, take one step closer to it. Fulfillment and happiness comes from doing good, not tearing others down. This will only feed your anger and depression. Back to the season. What makes this season even worse is the departure of Chris Harrison, the host, who's been with the show for almost 20 years, all because he dared to call out the stupidity of people accusing other people. Don't you see, it's just one other narrative that gets your mind busy, so you won't be able to open your eyes and really see what's around you. People in modern society don't get that when I put on a Batman suit at my Halloween party, that I actually don't save people at night. You tend to believe that the headlines taken out of context are actually what was said. If you think that political correctness, racial sensitivity, and the restrictions of comedy is a healthy way to bring the society together, then you are severely mistaken. It's the exact opposite. And what's more fun, the fractionalization actually spreads. People now can identify themselves as dragons and toasters, she, them, stays, and even us's. All of those are walking amongst us, with men who identify themselves as a woman and beat the real women up in the octagon. Women's weight records are broken by men who tell everyone that for that lift, they now identify themselves as a woman. People, wake up. Don't live in idiocracy.